mahirap ng lahat. If you could solve one global issue overnight, such as poverty, climate change, or inequality, which would you choose and why? I repeat, ang haba. If you could solve one global issue overnight, such as poverty, climate change, or inequality, which would you choose and why? I repeat. That's it.
Thank you for that very interesting question. I believe that this is the crucial part of this competition where my beautiful, intelligent judges are not just going to examine my physical beauty, but of course, it will also test my intellectual capacity. Now the question goes like this. If ever that I will be given a chance to solve one global issue between poverty, climate change, or inequality, I will certainly choose a climate change. I firmly believe that climate change is really relevant as of now. Imagine every one of us are experiencing so hot climate and suddenly it will become cold, which actually my health now is currently affecting. According to an article, it states that there's already a big chance that our ozone layer are almost damaging or broken. And I think the main reason why I did not choose poverty, simply because kahit ano namang gawin natin na pagpili ng tamang tao sa gobyerno, ay hindi pa rin matatapos ang poverty dahil nga po, it's the cycle. Hanggat hindi po tayo natututo, hanggat hindi po tayo nagiging matalino sa pagpili ng tamang tao na uupo sa gobyerno, hindi po matatapos ang kahirapan. Kaya hindi ko po pinili. Now, the inequality. Hindi ko rin po pinili ang inequality dahil alam ko naman po na dito sa mundo ating ginagalawan, ay wala naman pong equality talaga. Equality is just illusion. Because if there's already equality, why there is a poor, why there is a rich? So there is no equality after all. So I would love to choose the climate change because I firmly believe as a warrior of Earth, I want to conserve our natural resources, our environment. Because I always believe that kung ano ang pinato mo, siyang babalik sa'yo. So let's always take care of our environment so that we could have a better ambience, a better future generation for our children. Lagi nating pagkakatandaan mga kaibigan na ang kalikasan ay kayang mabuhay ng siya lamang. Ngunit ang tao ay hindi mabubuhay nang wala ang kalikasan. That is my straightforward answer to this beautiful question. No more punchline, no scripted. That is what you call bullseye. Thank you.
Would you rather be a good listener or an encouraging speaker? Why? I'll repeat. Would you rather be a good listener or an encouraging speaker? Why?
Well, this is the most crucial part of the pageant wherein we will be able to prove that we are worthy of the title. That we are not just physically beautiful, but we have something in mind that we can speak to the world. And allow me to answer the given question direct to the point. Would I rather be a good speaker or a good listener? These two are very much important, but what is more important is which should come first. I would rather be a good listener because I will never ever be a good speaker if I would not be able to start by being a good listener. Because the moment you are born, you are not intelligent so fast. You don't know anything in this world. You definitely have to absorb learnings from the people who surrounds you, lessons and knowledges from each of them. And each of those has to be applied in making your life better, in inspiring other people, in touching the lives of people who have been down, struggling, and people who are in the verge of giving up life. So I would like to simply say at this moment of time that you will not be able to become an encouraged speaker if you did not start by being a good listener. Because at the very first in your life, you don't have knowledge enough to be a good speaker, but you can be a good listener so that one day you will be able to touch of each and every human being. This has been my very simple, direct, and precise answer to the given question. And if this is against the opinion of each and everyone, then so be it. I will never, ever bend my understanding to what is true, correct, and acceptable. Thank you.
To legalize something that is illegal, what would that be? I repeat, if you had a chance to legalize something that is illegal, what would that be?
Thank you so much. You know, every girl you see in this very beautiful stage came here to offer their unique individual traits and undergo different types of hurdles to bring nothing but the best versions of themselves for this show tonight. But as for me, I came here with a vision, and that vision is to become an inspiration not only to my community, but also to the people that is watching tonight. The question that was given to me is that if there is one thing that I would like to legalize that is illegal, what would it be and why? There are a lot of things that we can definitely say we want to legalize. Let's say, for example, from the Ten Commandments, there are a lot of things that we can say illegal, but people tend to legalize it even though they are not abiding the law. You know what, ladies and gentlemen, with this very beautiful question, I would like to stick to my core. I am not saying that living my transgender life is illegal, but I would like to say that I would like to legalize this kind of freedom, which is what we call SOGI bill. It is not yet given for the LGBT community. It is not given for the LGBT people, and yet people tend to destigmatize this kind of law because they say that we are just a jinx in this society. But allow me to say, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to legalize SOGI bill so that people will thoroughly understand and will thoroughly realize what we, transgender people, and the LGBT people can offer to the world. You know, it is very cliche to say that this kind of law of state, is illegal because there are a lot of people that are telling us that being a transgender woman or choosing our own identity as part of the LGBT community is illegal. But tonight, as I stand here with the judges and the people of Aplaya, allow me to send you a message that says, please allow us to live freely. It will never hurt you. It will never degrade you. And it will never ever break the cycle of society. It will only become fit, accepting, and fit for every human being. And I know that tonight, as I stand here, there are a lot of people that cannot understand what I am telling you. But allow me to say this. If you are giving, and if you will give us the freedom that we ask for every one of you, then we can live a beautiful haven that we can call home. Thank you and good evening.
Thank you so much.
Ang daming sino mami ko. Okay lang be, after your side.
Miss Candidate number 2, here is your question. What sacrifices do transgender make than men and women? I'll repeat. What sacrifices do transgender make than men and women?
Good evening. Ladies and gentlemen, in the 1980s, we were always this wrong notion that being gay has what is called illness, dysphoria, baliwan. But then again, as I growing up, my father is a retired soldier. My mother, who is always emotionally understandable, she is a teacher. Now, learning from that process, I understand they always say that we are a combination of men and woman. But the highlight of our personality is what we call, it was born versatility, adaptability, and above all, the involvement of how diverse our heart is. How do we become a woman in extent of sacrificing to the society or as a whole in the person? Number one, we sacrificed and we became a woman. We are a breadwinner. That's a fact. And standing here in front of you, of course, many of these knows, my younger brothers and sisters were 11, I'm second from the oldest. They graduated in college because of me joining beauty pageants since I was 13 years old. So from that itself, I cannot carry it. I don't have ovary. I cannot bear a child. But that itself is a living evidence that it's not between your legs that you become a woman. A sacrifice of love, compassion, and how the way you nurture a child, regardless it is your pamangkin or somebody else. Even in the social media, Naimat, papakamatay ako kasi hindi ako sinagot ng ano ko. Naimat, gusto ko nang tumigil sa pag-aaral kasi ang dami niyan. Naimat, may sakit akong ganito, sorry, ano na, magpakatapusan na ng mundo. I become a woman. Because living evidently, I am a nanay to them. And I give my whole heart to them. That as much as I can, hanggat buhay ako, kakayanin. At magpapakananay ako sa inyong lahat. Minsan, tough love, magagalit ako. It's because for all of you to realize that. And on the other side, how do we become a man to sacrifice? Well, that's the beautiful side of it. As what I have said a while ago, we are totally responsible. Ako may sarili ng buhay pero nagpapadala pa rin sa probinsya. Nagbabayad ng kuryente, nagpapabinyag sa mga kapatid, nagpapaaral sa mga pamangkin kahit tapos na yung mga pinaaral ko. Yun ang pagiging ama, pagiging tatay, pagiging lalaki. Kaya minsan, ang pagiging bakla, mas lalaki pa sa totoo. Lalaki. So I should say, I have no regrets of my life. I know at the end of this day, people will say, it's a long kind of answer. But I do not want to leave the 7.5 hour traveling from Nueva Ecija without the education and the knowledge to everyone. That our sacrifices, regardless of what the sexuality we have this natural way of the female and the male side. What is important is, you have learned this, that as long as you live, give it all. Have the lesson for them and give your love. Walang masama. Sa sobrang dami na ngayon ng galit ang puso, napakasimple lang magmahal at magbigay ng pagiging mabuting puso. And at the end of the day, I will continue sacrificing kahit mawala na yung memory ko, kahit umugod-ugod at kumulubot na ako, kahit yurakan na hindi ka na pwede magpa-dyan, wala akong pakialam, ito lang ang tanging paraan na nagiging makapangyarihan ang numero kandidata number 2. Dahil remember, ranks, titles, kung ano man ang posisyon natin, it will perish someday. But the way we sacrifice and give it to the people, that's eternal, whether you're living or not. Thank you.
The question is, how different do you think the world would be if LGBTQ members were to rule the society? I repeat, how different do you think the world would be if LGBTQ members were to rule the society?
Wow, that is a very interesting question, I must say. But ladies and gentlemen, as an educated person and as someone who belongs to the grassroots, I always make sure that when I answer a question, it will come straight from my heart, pure from my mind. And if you would ask me what is my opinion, how the world will change if a member of us, the rainbow community, will govern and rule the society, I will tell you that one thing. It will be so much better. Because as LGBT community, we are a jack of all trades. What do we mean by jack of all trades? We can do everything. We are a master of none, but we are good in anything. Especially because we can think like a woman, we can feel like a woman, but we can also work as a man. So we have the power of both things that we can rule the society. May lakas kaming panglalaki na kaya naming magbigay ng mabigat na kamay upang gobyernohan itong ating sosyedad. At meron din kaming pusong babae na kayang umintindi, kayang magmahal at kayang yumakap sa inyong lahat. If we will just give everyone, especially our community, equal chances, equal rights, and not marginalize us, our skills and our talent, the world will be a better place to live in. Just like right now, ang iba po sa inyo, may trabaho bukas. Ang iba sa inyo, meron pang gagawing mahalaga. Pero nagpupuyat kayo dito ngayong gabi. Bakit? Dahil naniniwala kayo na kaming mga bakla, meron kaming mayaambag sa lipunan, meron kaming mayaambag sa inyong mga puso, at meron kayong mapupulot na aral sa amin. Ladies and gentlemen, a lot of governors, a lot of presidents have governed this country. Some are men, some are women. But did you see any LGBT member? No. So I guess if we want change, so then let's be the change that we want to see. That will be my very straightforward answer to that question. Correct me if I'm wrong, but please follow me if you think that I'm right. Thank you.